Hi, YouTube. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. Dang, it is cold outside. Doug's out there working. I was out there working for a while and um in and out a couple times, but it's pretty darn cold. I wasn't really dressed for it either. I had my wool shirt on, my checkered shirt, but that wasn't enough. He's dressed pretty warm for it out there today. Have you ever felt like you were um, in the presence of angels? I'll tell you something that happened to me that I cannot prove. It's okay when David Icke says it. He had these far out experiences, but and everybody believes him. Or not everybody. I've had my run ins with David Icke through the decades, believe me. Um, but anyway, I'm going to, after a little while, read to you about what is called the choirs of heaven, or the different heavens, or the angels of God's angels in heaven after a bit here. But okay, it was either, I'm thinking it was the spring of 1990. I had this experience where, well, well, I was on the verge of maybe doing some really great harm to my ex. I needed to get, I mean, he was hurting my children. I needed to get this person away from me, or something drastic was going to be happening. And I did take pretty drastic measures to make that happen. But I was in a feeling like that one day, and I had walked into my room, and I felt like I was in the presence of an angel. Um, I didn't turn around, he was in back of me. I felt like my hand was like raised for some reason. Um, and telepathically communicating with like a group of people. This was really weird. So, I mean, I cannot prove anything. And as far as I know, I'm I think I was sober. I think I was. It's been a while ago. So, but anyway, I had the feeling that just to distance myself from my ex-husband and do things as peacefully as I possibly could. And so I went and got a what do you call it? Uh Separation, a legal separation from him, and figured if he wants to pay for a divorce, I don't care. At that point, I was not looking for anybody in my life. I wasn't considering even another when I started going out with Doug, even it was as friends. I was not even considering another relationship. Um at all at that time. But anyway, so I had this experience where I feel that I was visited by an angel. And there's other times in my life that I was saved under some really strange circumstances. There's been other times that I just feel like, I mean, there was absolutely no one around for hundreds of miles. I was on top of a mountain and met this woman and her husband, and I didn't even have anywhere to live, not even a tent, and she helped me out. But I mean, just these weird, like, are we entertaining angels sometimes unaware, you know? So I'm going to read you about these angels. I'm sure you've heard it before. Maybe not worded as the choirs like that. In the Catholic Church, they celebrate a lot of days connecting to saints, but each one of these choirs of angels have their own their own day that they celebrate them on. So, okay. This is writing by Leslie White. Are there 9 choirs even biblical? What are the 9 orders of angels? Okay, just a sec here. How much do you know about angels? The Bible tells us the Lord will give his angels charge of you to protect you in all your ways. Psalm 91:11. Angels are heavenly beings superior to humans who serve as messengers of God and guardians of human beings. The Bible plainly teaches that angels exist. There are more than 250 mentions of angels in the scriptures from Genesis to Revelation. The Bible also indicates that angels are everywhere. Do not forget to entertain strangers, for by doing so you have unwittingly entertained angels. Hebrews 13:2. It is possible you've seen these messengers from God without even realizing it. Despite being mentioned countless times in the Bible and being all around us, there are still a number of popular myths circulating about angels that are completely untrue and not biblical. One area of confusion deals with the order of angels. Where there is no specific passage in the Bible that lists the 9 orders of angels, there are parts of the scriptures that speak to an angelic hierarchy. Pseudo-Dionysius, a Christian philosopher of the late 5th century CE, drew on passages from the New Testament as well as other sources of knowledge to put forth an angelic hierarchy which is featured in his book De Coelestai Hierarchia. Angels are organized into 3 hierarchies and 9 orders, also called choirs, so that angels can be classified and ranked. Those 3 hierarchies contain 3 choirs. The ones that are revealed to us are broken down as follows. The first hierarchy contains seraphim, cherubim, and thrones. The second hierarchy Dion, contains Domonisos, virtuous powers, virtuous virtues and powers. The third and the final hierarchy contain principalities, archangels, and angels. Here is the breakdown of each order. And first off, this was the best information I could find on it, and couldn't have compiled it all myself within a day to explain a couple things. It just and I think it's Eye for an Eye channel I had shared. He is reading out of Revelation what the end will look like, and this just really fit in with what he's saying too out of Revelation. So seraphim, these are the highest order of choir angels. These particular angels serve as guardians or attendants before God's throne. The Bible, the only Bible verse they are referred to is Isaiah 6 1 through 7. They praise God, calling, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. What's interesting to note is the seraphim is that they have 6 wings. 2 of their wings cover their faces, 2 of their wings cover their feet, and the other 2 are for flying. Cherubim. Following the cherubim in the angelic hierarchy comes the cherubim. They are second highest in the 9 orders of angels. These angels are man-like in appearance, double-winged and guardians of God's glory. In the New Testament, they are often considered to be celestial attendants of the apocalypse referred to in Revelation 4 through 6. The third is the thrones, a class of angels mentioned by Apostle Paul in Colossians 1:16. The verse says, "For in him all things were created." For in him all things were created in heaven and on earth. I say that because some people think that what they call the God of the earth had some kind of input in doing anything. Okay, so I'll just read it. I needed to clarify that. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rules or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. The thrones are angels of humanity, peace, and submission. In the lower choir of angels, if the choir of angels need to access God, they would have to do that through the thrones. The dominans, this group of angels, are said to keep the world in proper order. They are known for delivering God's justice in unjust situations, showing mercy towards human beings, and helping angels in the lower ranks stay organized and perform their work efficiently. They also are recognized for expressing unconditional love at the same time they express God's justice. Archangels. Archangels are called the great heralds of good news because they are sent by God to deliver important messages to mankind. They are the ones that communicate and interact with us. Michael is believed to be the angel who delivered God's divine inspiration to John in the book of Revelation, and is known as the protector of the church, guarding her from evil. Michael is most widely known for his role in expelling Lucifer from heaven. Gabriel is first mentioned in the book of Daniel, and helps Daniel in his mission on earth. Later on, Gabriel appears to Zechariah and the Blessed Virgin Mary, delivering the greatest message that God meant to incarnate and set his tent with us. Raphael is mentioned in the book of Tobit, and to heal Tobit and deliver Sarah from a demon. Raphael accomplishes both acts disguised as a human, guiding Tobias along the way and instructing him on what to do. Powers. The powers are considered warrior angels, and they defend against evil, defending not only the cosmos but humanity. They are also called powers because they have power over the devil in order to restrain the power of demons. They also help people who are wrestling with passions and vices cast out any evil promoted by the enemy. Virtues. Virtues are known for their control of the elements. Some even refer to them as the shining ones. In addition to being spirits of motion, they also assist in a governing nature. They also assist with miracles. They also are known for their work encouraging humans to strengthen their faith in God. The principalities. The principalities have command over lower angels. They also direct the fulfillment of the divine orders. They are also known as the princedoms of rules, or they directly watch over, as they directly watch over large groups and institutions, including nations and church. They also ensure the fulfillment of divine will. With these angels are, oh, while these angels are still wise and powerful, they are furthest from God in angelic hierarchy, so they are better able to communicate with man in ways we can understand. The angels. The angels are closest to the material world and human beings. They also deliver prayers to God and other messages to people on earth. One of the greatest characteristics about the angels is that they are most caring and social to assist those who ask for help. According to scripture, angels have various responsibilities and roles in God's kingdom. We are ultimately encouraged by the knowledge that God's angels are at work. There are also circumstances where angels may even visit us. God, who is responsible for creating the angels, has also promised us his presence in the face of life's storms. So that you might appreciate hearing about who they are and what they do. And there's some people that refer to everybody as angels. That's just not so. But I can't prove any of this. None of us can. And if you've ever had what I would refer to as somewhat of a supernatural experience, or more than one or whatever in our lives, you may not be able to prove it, but the other people that had that happen, we're fully aware of it, So I'm gonna get this uploaded. I thought you'd like that. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.